I actually met my friend Tiffany Haddish through you at a party during what was it, Fashion Week a few years ago.
Maybe, yeah.
So we were at the Jeremy Scott party.
Jeremy Scott party.
And you were there with you were there with her. I was
the
there,
after party. That's
the after
true.
party.
Yeah.
You were there with her. I was there with Cardi, and we've hung out several times since then. And then now y'all are not working together anymore. What happened?
I start off by saying this. I love Tiffany Haddish, right? You know that she's one of the most beautiful people.
Yeah.
Most beautiful souls ever. Like there's an innocence about her that you just want to protect her, right? And when you saw us, Tiffany was, breaking a little bit. So I took her to Fashion Week. I've taken Tiffany, to Abu Dhabi. Like she's been my plus one plenty of times because when you're around her, you want to protect her, you want to believe in her, and so I'm like, okay, well let me get you into this fashion shit, and so yeah, like that first Fashion Week, she went out I took her to the shows, like with me and to parties and introduced her to Michael Kors and Jeremy Scott and all these people, and I also I'm just gonna be real, right? I've ruined a lot of relationships because of Tiffany Haddish because, I tried to teach her how people should treat her. You know what I mean? And I tried to give her examples of the way other girls I work with are being treated. And she hired some new people, and they didn't like the way I did business and the way I did things for her. And what happens is like these people, basically these white people, are always the gatekeepers, right? And so it starts to be in those little things like, oh, he's difficult to work with, or this person says they don't want to work with him because of that. And for me, I'm from Chicago, I'm from the hood. It's like, if I do something wrong, we work that out, but we don't let other people come in and make this situation bigger. And then it's like, then it becomes he's not available or he's too expensive and all this shit that they do. And it got to a situation where she hired somebody and I wasn't getting along with her. I didn't think she respected me. And so I walked away and I told Tiffany, I wish you well and I love you, but
But how does that? How we get the gang back together though? Because I know she loves you, and I know you love her on a deeper level. I mean, you seem to be very close with your clients, but I know I've seen you two together. And I know
she was outside of Zendaya. She was the closest client I ever had. Like she would come over my house and lay on the couch and she'll call crying, or I'll call when I'm upset. And like I don't do that. Like I don't do that with anybody other than her. So I felt like we were more a family, and it's like. And for me, I'm from Chicago. Again, it's like if I said I don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with him. If you my friend, so that's the type of mentality I had, and that's not what she showed me. But that's fine. Like if she don't want to run her business that way, then I get it. But again, I ruined relationships for trying to protect and trying to elevate Tiffany.
Like how?
Just like calling her like, listen, you should be getting this. Like I've done a deal like this before. You should be trying to get this type of money. And she, Tiffany is very much, well, Law said that this, said she don't know how to filter this shit. She don't know how to be slick about it. She's going to say what it is, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so this is a small industry, and that gets back. And a lot of people, I've, again, ruined a lot of relationships from trying to protect her, or telling people like, no, she's not going to do that because, Tiffany is Tiffany. She has a certain aesthetic and it's not Hollywood, right? It's not Hollywood. So, and a lot of people don't understand it. And I told them, like, these people don't know how to walk into a meeting and pitch you because they don't understand you. And they also don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? And so I did a lot of that, and it kind of came back in to bite me in my ass. And I'm like, I can't do it
when
anymore.
When you say they don't get her, it's because she's from the hood. She's from the streets.
Yeah.
I mean, and she is like one of those people, she wants everybody to win. And sometimes it may be at her loss.
Yeah.
And I do think there's like a dogmatic type of energy you have to have in the game.
Yeah.
And I think she's getting it, but I think that's why she has people like me and you around, So like how we get the gang back together. I mean, have you guys talked at all?
No, we haven't. She called me and left me a voice message when my nephew died. But I haven't spoken to her. I haven't spoken to her since. It just didn't, and I've seen she's commented on my, posts and stuff like that. But it's just like, I was so hurt. Like I was hurt by that because I'm like, this my sister, this my friend, and even if I am doing something, that's not good for you, right? It's like, let's have that conversation. And we had the conversation, and you know, basically I walked away from it. It was like, if she had to make a choice, she was choosing them. So, you know, that didn't sit well with me.
So have you ever had a situation like this with another client? And if so, did it not hurt you as much because you weren't as close?
Yeah, it happens all the time. You know, it happens all the time when, again, the gatekeepers, it's like, I'm very opinionated, right? And I'm also, you can't talk to me any kind of way, and you can't treat me any kind of way. You know, I'm coming in and I'm commanded a certain amount of respect. If you're not giving me that, we're gonna have a problem. Like, I'm not really afraid of this industry because I'm Black, I'm from the hood. I can always go back. Like, I'll always make money. I'll always get money. I'll always be successful. And if I have to get into a situation where I have to rework who I am and what I'm doing, then I'm not afraid of that, right? So I'm not afraid to go toe-to-toe with a publicist or agent or a manager because I don't feel like I need you because you've never done shit for me anyway. I'm self-made. You know what I mean? Like, I built my career. You know, I didn't go the conventional routes that everybody go and, you know, this person, you owe this person a favor. I owe nobody shit in this industry. I did it all myself. You know what I mean? Like, even with my agent, like, I went to my agent successful already. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'll walk away from all that shit because I'm a fucking natural born hustler. Like, I'm gonna figure out how to get to the bag, period. You know, so it happens all the time, but it really hurt me because it was her, because I felt like we were supposed to protect each other.
So in that situation, because she hasn't explained to me what happened, and I don't pry in that because I know the relationship, but was it a conflict with a manager or a publicist or somebody on her team? And was it, so how, when you're in that situation, because I know I deal with white privilege every day.
Yeah.
And I deal with racism in media. Yeah. Racism and raising money, whatever.
Yeah.
How do you determine when it's privilege that you're dealing with or ego?
I think they go hand in hand when you're talking about that group of people, right? It was both. It was both. It was absolutely both. Yeah.
So when you were in that situation, do you feel like they weren't respecting you because you were Black or because you were maybe closer to her than they wanted you to be?
I think it's because I was opinionated, and it's like the audacity of this Black boy to think he knows better or that he can do better, and to show them that I can do better and I do know better. It's like, then that's when the crack
I
come
wish
in.
I could be in the room watching them talk to you. So when they're talking to you and you feel that way, how are you responding to them?
I mean,
was it Chicago or was it?
It's a little bit of both. It's, you know, it's like, you know, it could be very white woman or it could be very not white woman, depending on how
I want to see a
push
non-white woman fight with a white woman as a white woman.
Yeah, that's something that's probably right.